There are moments in life when the pain feels unbearable, when everything seems to be going wrong, and when you wonder why you're facing so many struggles. But let me remind you, this is not just an ordinary battle. This is spiritual warfare. The enemy attacks hardest when you are closest to your breakthrough. The doubts, the setbacks, the overwhelming burdens, they are not coincidences. They are distractions, meant to weaken your faith and steal your purpose. But here's the truth. Pain is not a sign of defeat. It is proof that you are in a fight worth winning. The enemy does not attack those who are standing still. He attacks those who are moving forward, stepping into their calling and growing in faith. If you are facing intense struggles, it means you are on the verge of something great. God has not abandoned you in this battle. He sees your tears, He knows your pain, and He is fighting for you. The enemy may try to break you, but God is building you. Stay strong, keep praying, keep believing. This pain will not last forever, but the strength and victory God is preparing for you will. Hold on. Your breakthrough is near. Pain is often misunderstood. Many people think of pain as merely a physical sensation or an emotional burden caused by life's challenges, but in reality, pain can be a sign of something much deeper. When you feel like everything in your life is under attack, when nothing seems to be going right, when your mind is exhausted and your heart is heavy, it is possible that you are in the midst of a spiritual battle. These battles do not always manifest in obvious ways, but they can be felt in the struggles you face, in the doubts that creep into your mind, and in the moments when you feel like giving up. Pain is not always a sign of failure or punishment. Sometimes it is proof that you are in the middle of a great spiritual war. Spiritual warfare is real, and those who are growing in faith, stepping into their purpose, or getting closer to God often experience it the most. The enemy does not waste time attacking people who are not a threat. If you are facing overwhelming pain and resistance, it is because you are advancing toward something greater. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the stronger the battle becomes. This is why, just when you think things are getting better, another challenge arises. It is why, when you start to have hope, something comes along to shake your faith. The enemy wants to keep you discouraged because a person who loses faith is easier to defeat. Pain in a spiritual battle can take many forms. Sometimes it shows up as relentless struggles in your personal life, relationships breaking down, financial hardships, or unexpected losses. Other times it manifests in your thoughts. The enemy works through lies, trying to convince you that you are not strong enough, that you will never overcome, that your prayers are pointless. He wants you to believe that God has abandoned you, that no one cares, and that your situation will never change. These are the weapons of spiritual warfare: deception, discouragement, and division. But none of these things are the truth. The fact that you are being attacked is not a sign that you are weak. It is a sign that you are valuable, that you have a purpose, and that something powerful is waiting on the other side of your battle. One of the most challenging aspects of spiritual battles is that they often feel invisible. Unlike physical wounds, which can be seen and treated, spiritual struggles are internal. They affect your emotions, your thoughts, and even your energy. Some days you may wake up feeling exhausted for no apparent reason. You may feel a heavy weight on your spirit, as if something is pressing down on you. This is not just in your head. It is a battle for your soul. The enemy does not want you to stand in faith, to keep moving forward, or to trust in God's promises. He wants you to retreat, to isolate yourself, to believe that your struggles are pointless. This is why pain can feel overwhelming. The weight of spiritual warfare is not just about the situation you are facing. It is about what is happening behind the scenes. The enemy sees your potential, your faith, and your destiny, and he will do everything in his power to stop you before you get there. He cannot steal what God has for you, but he can try to make you give up before you reach it. This is why some battles seem to last longer than expected. You may have been praying for months, even years, for a breakthrough that still has not come. You may have been fighting the same struggles over and over again, wondering why things are not changing. But what if the very reason for your prolonged pain is that the enemy knows you are closer than ever to victory? What if every attack is a desperate attempt to make you quit just before the breakthrough arrives? Pain also has a refining purpose in spiritual warfare. Though the enemy intends it for harm, God can use it for good. Pain exposes weaknesses, forcing you to rely on God instead of yourself. It teaches endurance, strengthening your faith in ways that comfort never could. It removes distractions, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. It reveals who is truly for you and who is not. Every hardship you face has the potential to strengthen you rather than break you, but the choice lies in how you respond. You can allow pain to defeat you, or you can let it be the fire that refines you into something greater. One of the biggest lies the enemy tells during spiritual warfare is that you are alone. When you are in the midst of battle, it is easy to feel abandoned. You may look around and feel like no one understands, like no one sees what you are going through. But just because you cannot see support does not mean it is not there. You are never alone in your battles. God is with you, even in the moments when you feel like He is silent. He has not left you, and He never will. Sometimes, the silence of God is not His absence, but His strategy. He is preparing something greater, working behind the scenes, setting things in motion that you cannot yet see. Pain is temporary, but the lessons, the strength, and the faith you gain through it will last forever. The enemy wants to convince you that your suffering is in vain, that it has no purpose, and that it will never end. But every great warrior knows that battles do not last forever. The night may feel long, but morning always comes. The struggle may seem endless, but there is always a turning point. Your pain is not wasted. It is shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for what is ahead. The very things that were meant to break you can become the foundation for your greatest victories. Though spiritual warfare is painful, it is also a sign that you are on the right path. If you were not a threat to the enemy, he would have no reason to attack. But the fact that you are facing opposition means that you are moving forward. The pain you feel now is not your final destination. It is a season, a process, a preparation. No battle lasts forever, and no struggle is without purpose. There is strength in perseverance, power in faith, and victory in endurance. The pain of this battle will not define you. Your response to it will. Spiritual battles are some of the hardest fights a person can go through because they are not always visible. Unlike physical wounds, which can be seen and treated, the wounds from a spiritual battle are often internal, manifesting in deep emotional pain, mental exhaustion, and an overwhelming sense of discouragement. Many people do not even realize they are in a spiritual battle until they begin to feel the weight of oppression, fear, doubt, or confusion pressing down on them. The pain that comes with these battles is not random, it is strategic. The enemy does not attack where there is no purpose. He goes after those who are making progress, those who are stepping into their calling, and those who are growing stronger in faith. The pain you feel is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are fighting for something that matters. In times of great struggle, it is easy to believe that the pain will never end. The weight of your circumstances may feel unbearable, and the more you try to push forward, the harder the resistance seems to get. This is because the enemy does not want you to reach your destiny. He knows that if you press on, you will step into the purpose that God has designed for you. Every time you pray, every time you refuse to give up, every time you hold on to hope despite the pain, you are weakening the enemy's hold. He cannot stop what God has ordained, but he will try to make you stop believing, stop fighting, and stop moving forward. The enemy uses pain as a weapon. He wants you to believe that the struggle is pointless, that your prayers are not being heard, and that you are alone in your suffering. One of his greatest tactics is isolation. When you are in the middle of a battle, he will try to convince you that no one understands, that no one cares, and that you have to fight alone. This is a lie. You are never alone in your struggles. God has promised that he will never leave you or forsake you, even in the moments when you feel abandoned. Just because you do not see the answers right away does not mean that God is not working behind the scenes. The silence of God is not his absence, it is often his strategy. He is preparing something greater than you can see in the moment. Pain also serves as a test. It reveals what is truly inside of you. When everything is going well, faith is easy. But when life becomes difficult, when nothing seems to be working out, that is when faith is tested. Do you still trust God when things do not go your way? Do you still believe in his promises when all you see is struggle? The enemy wants you to let go of your faith in the middle of the battle. He wants you to doubt God's goodness, to question his plan, and to believe that the suffering has no purpose. But faith that is not tested cannot be trusted. It is in the moments of pain that your faith is refined and strengthened. The battle is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to build endurance, perseverance, and unwavering trust in God. Pain also has a way of shifting priorities. When life is comfortable, it is easy to become distracted by things that do not truly matter. But pain has a way of stripping away the unnecessary, forcing you to focus on what is truly important. It makes you question where your trust lies. Do you rely on yourself, on people, or on material things? Or do you place your trust fully in God? The enemy wants you to seek comfort in temporary things, to chase after distractions, and to fill the void with things that will never truly satisfy. But God uses pain to remind you that he alone is the source of strength, peace, and fulfillment. When everything else is stripped away, he is still there, unchanging and faithful. Another tactic of the enemy is fear. Pain often brings fear. Fear of the future, fear of failure, fear that things will never get better. Fear is a powerful weapon because it paralyzes. It keeps people from moving forward, from taking risks, from stepping into the unknown. The enemy wants you to be so consumed by fear that you stop pursuing the purpose God has for you. But fear is a lie. It has no real power unless you give in to it. The pain you feel may be real, but it does not have the authority to dictate your future. God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Pain may make you feel weak, but in your weakness, God's strength is made perfect. Spiritual battles also require endurance. Many people expect the pain to disappear quickly, but some battles take time. The enemy does not give up easily, and neither should you. Endurance is what separates those who give up from those who see victory. The pain may last longer than expected. The struggle may seem endless, but perseverance produces strength. Every great warrior understands that battles are won not in moments of comfort, but in the ability to keep fighting even when everything seems against them. The pain you feel now is temporary, but the strength it produces will last forever. Pain in spiritual warfare also refines character. It exposes weaknesses. but it also strengthens resilience. It teaches patience, humility, and dependence on God. It removes pride and self-sufficiency, forcing you to rely on divine strength rather than your own abilities. Many of the greatest testimonies come from seasons of great pain. The very things that were meant to break people often become the foundation for their greatest victories. God does not waste pain. What the enemy meant for harm, God can use for good. Even when you do not see it, God is fighting for you. The spiritual battle may be intense, the pain may feel overwhelming, but you are not defenseless. Prayer is your weapon. Worship is your warfare. Faith is your shield. The enemy has already been defeated, and his attacks are temporary. No matter how difficult the battle, victory belongs to God. You may feel tired, but do not quit. You may feel weak, but do not give in. Keep pressing forward. Keep standing in faith. The pain of this battle will not last forever, but the strength you gain from it